At the beginning of the story, we are shown many people dancing in a bar, and then as soon as a boy sitting at the bar counter looks at a girl, the girl takes him outside with her and goes out and kisses him. Actually, this boy's name was Bansuk, who had hypnotized the girl with his magic because he was a goblin, and to become human, he had to kiss 10 girls and transfer the feeling of 10 humans from them to himself. On the other hand, we are shown a scene of the bar where we see a girl named Yanha working as a waiter. Although Yanha was a student, she used to work part-time in this bar to make ends meet, but Yanha hated humans a lot because she didn't like their behavior at all. That's why she used to think that humans are worse than the devil. Then, when she had to throw the garbage outside, she saw that boy kissing a girl, and she says that these days people start doing anywhere. Why don't you guys go to the hotel? On which Bansuk starts looking at her angrily, then Yanha runs away from there, after which Bansuk tells the girl that I took one feeling from you to inside me, and then goes away from there. But after Bansuk leaves, the girl starts thinking that she didn't remember anything about how she came here and what happened to her. She was feeling that all this was the result of her drinking too much. Now we see Bansuk again. Goblin Queen has come there to meet him. Bansuk tells her that I am feeling very strange, on which Goblin Queen says that this is called loneliness. You got it after kissing the girl because that girl was very lonely in her life. After which the Goblin Queen tells him that to turn a bear into a human, they have to eat continuously leaves for 100 days, and to turn a wolf into a human, one has to eat the liver of 100 people. But if a goblin wants to become a human, then it has to kiss 10 people. Then the Goblin Queen shows Bansuk the information of his next target on her mobile and asks him why you want to become a human. Then he says that I can't live alone for 1,000 years like you. The next day, when Yanha goes to her college, her friend Yan has come to meet her and asks about her well-being. Then she says that she hates humans a lot, on which Yan says that you should try loving someone. By doing this, maybe you will see the beauty inside the people, and in the same way, on which she says that ever since my boyfriend cheated on me, I have sworn not to love, after which, Yanha leaves from there. And then in the evening we see Bansuk in the park kissing Yan by casting a spell on her. But at that time Yanha was also going to her work. Then she sees her own friend, but when she carefully sees her, she realizes that it is the same man whom she saw kissing another girl outside the bar yesterday. Yanha gets angry with him and goes near him and gives him a strong punch and abushes him a lot. At that time, she was missing her boyfriend. That's why she vents out her anger on Bansuk and then takes Yan along with her and starts going from there. Then Yan asks her, "Where are we going?" But she says, "Stay away from that bastard. Yesterday I saw him kissing another girl." Yanha says, "Why were you kissing that bastard? He is a #1 bastard." But Yan says, "I don't even know him. Why would I kiss him?" Yan feels that Yanha is unwell, so she asks her to go home. After both of them leave, Bansuk hears the voice of the Goblin Queen. He asks her what kind of feeling this is. I wanted to sweep her tears, on which she says that it is called sympathy. Here Yanha was writing her assignment after reaching home, but she did not like writing the assignment at all. Then she gets a call from one of her friends, and he tells her that a friend of mine, after seeing your profile, has stopped eating and drinking for the last 5 days. He just wants to have lunch with you once. Yanha says that I can't meet him. I have to complete my assignments, but he says that it is okay. I will complete your assignment, but in return you meet my friend once. After which she goes to meet the boy, where the boy asks her how many people you have dated till now. Yanha says that I have never gone on a blind date with anyone before, on which the boy says that I have dated many girls till now. After which Yanha insults him a lot and then leaves from there. After that, when Yanha comes to work at the bar, she collides with Bansuk, and then Yanha asks him what he is doing here, and he tells her that I have come here to do part-time work. After this, she asks him why my friend does not remember that you had kissed her, on which Bansuk says that what do you care about this? You mind your own business. On hearing this, Yanha gets angry, and while hitting on his feet, she says that you bastard, she is my best friend, and you cannot cheat her. Then Bansuk goes close to her and whispers in her ears that I am a goblin. I have to kiss 10 people to become a human being, so that I can transfer one of their feelings to me, and she will forget all about me as soon as I do this. But Yanha doesn't believe anything he says, and she leaves from there. After some time, a customer brings food from outside to Yanha's bar and starts eating there. When Yanha stops him, then he doesn't listen to her and starts beating her, but then Bansuk comes there and holds the man's hand, and then Yanha picks up the leg piece placed on the table and hits him on the face and starts crying. And then all the people run away from there. After this, Yanha was sitting alone and crying because things were not going well with her for the last few days. Then Bansuk comes there and shows sympathy. The next day we see Yanha sitting with her friend Yan in the college cafe and talking about blind dates. Then a waiter comes to her and says, "Why did you go to blind date without telling me? Do you forget about your ex?" As soon as Yanha hears his name, she gets angry at him and gets up from there and goes to her class. Here we see the Goblin Queen with Bansuk. She tells him his next target, and along with this, she also tells him that when you kiss someone, an energy comes out from inside you. But an exorcist can destroy you that energy, that is why you have to take special care of this thing. After which Bansuk goes to the girl as her dream boy, and by kissing her, he transfers one of her emotions from inside her to himself. But Bansuk does not like this. Due to the emotion he got from the girl, he starts feeling pain in his heart. Meanwhile, Yanha sees her boyfriend with another girl, seeing whom she feels very bad. That is why she starts going to her home crying. But then she meets Bansuk on the way also crying, after which Yanha takes him to the bar and asks him what happened. Why were you crying? Then he says that his heart is broken. I am very sad. Then a man comes there and tells Bansuk that you are smelling like goblins. Are you Goblin? Then Bansuk understands that he is the same exorcist from whom the Goblin Queen had asked to stay away. That exorcist starts beating Bansuk, but Bansuk grabs Yanha and disappears from there, after which both of them come to the bar. But Yanha was thinking that all this is happening in her dream. That is why she thinks that when the dream is mine then I can do anything. Then she kisses Bansuk, but then she realizes that this was not a dream but it was real. She starts getting nervous thinking that she kissed a Goblin King and then asks him, what if you kiss 10 girls? If you do, will you really become a human being? Bansuk says yes. Then Yanha asks how many girls you have kissed till now, adding me also. On which she says 3. But I have to kiss anyone, not on my own free will. But at the saying of Goblin Queen, that is why your kiss is of no use. Now we are shown the scene of the next day where Bansuk was telling the Goblin Queen about that exorcist. The Goblin Queen says that a goblin can become a human, but a human cannot become a goblin. But when a goblin becomes a human, then it can become more powerful and intelligent than a human. That is why there are some people who want to stop the goblin from becoming a human, and then the Goblin Queen tells him that you have to stay away from that exorcist. That is why, as soon as you kiss, run away from there. While leaving, Bansuk asks her if she ever wanted to be a human being, but she starts remembering the old past of her, where her lover killed her because she is a goblin. But she gets alive again and again. Then in the evening, when Bansuk was working in the bar outside, then G came there. Then Yanha asked him why you had come here, and he said that it was very late in the night, which is why I had come to drop you home. While going home, G asks Yanha is Bansuk really a human being? Then she asks him how do you know? Then he says that he looks so handsome. Then G asks Yanha for money to take a taxi there. But Yanha says that your house is 10 minutes away from here. Why do you need a taxi? On which he says that the street light near my house is not working and I am scared of going alone. After which she gives him the money to take a taxi. Next morning Bansuk opens his eyes and finds that the Goblin Queen has sent him his new target kit. While Yanha goes to her college, her ex apologizes to her today and also proposes to her again while asking for another chase. But Yanha doesn't understand what to say, and she gets worried. On the other hand, we see Bansuk hypnotizing his fourth target with his magic and kissing her. After kissing her, Bansuk becomes very angry and aggressive, because he got the same feeling from his fourth target. Then he sees Yanha where she was crying sitting on the stairs. Bansuk asks her why she is crying, then she tells him the whole story, after which Bansuk, in anger, takes her with him to her ex Kim and asks Kim out, but his friend was trying to be a hero. Then Yan's friend listens to a recording of Kim and his friend on her phone in which both of them, along with Yanha and other girls in the class, were talking very dirty about them. After which Yanha goes in front of the class and slaps Kim and his friend hard. But when she starts going from the college with Bansuk, she gets expelled. Then that exorcist comes there and starts attacking Bansuk, but Yanha goes and catches Bansuk, due to which the exorcist has to leave from there because if Yanha got even one scar while killing the goblin, then the police did not leave him too. After which Bansuk gets an idea that if he stays with Yanha then the exorcist will not harm him, hence he asks Yanha to stay with him, due to which Yanha also gets an idea to keep him with her and help him complete his target, and she gets ready to help him. But in return she takes the rent of the entire house from him, makes him cook food, gets him cleaned in the house, and also gets her undergarments clean. Now they make a plan as to how he will kiss 6 girls, and in the midst of all this, whenever that exorcist attacks him, she will save his life. Yanha was very happy to hang out with such a handsome boy, and like this, by staying with her, he also reaches the 7th target. But whenever Bansuk kissed someone, Yanha got very jealous seeing him, and whenever that exorcist saw Bansuk, Yanha immediately went and hugged him so that she could make the exorcist leave from there in anger. Then one day Yanha asks Bansuk that if you become a human, then what will be the first thing you do? But then again, the exorcist comes there, and on seeing him, Yanha hugs Bansuk, but when the exorcist leaves from there, still, Bansuk does not want to leave her and lies to her that he has not gone, from which we understand that Bansuk had transferred the feeling of lying to the target after kissing her. Then Bansuk tells her that as soon as I become a human, the first thing I will do is make you my friend. Gradually, Bansuk became very close to Yanha, due to which Yanha used to get very disturbed all the time just thinking about him. That is why one day she tells Bansuk that you are a goblin. But you are human also. How can you roam here and there in a raw vest showing your legs and undergarments in front of a girl? On which Bansuk says that I also pay the rent of this house. You do not understand your hair. Your hair keeps falling everywhere. Once I dishwashed, then why do you make it unnecessarily dirty again? Moreover, you also make your clothes very dirty. But I never complained to you for all these things. After listening to his words, Yanha says, okay, you can stay here as per your wish, after which Bansuk sleeps on her shoulder. Next, Bansuk was checking all his targets. From them he got the feeling of desire, excitement, sympathy, sadness, anger, and joy. In total, he kissed 7 girls, and 3 girls are left. Then at night, when both of them were cleaning the bar, the Goblin Queen came. Bansuk introduces Yanha to her. The Goblin Queen asks Yanha, do you know him? On which she remains silent. Then she asks her, do you like Bansuk? Then she says no. After which the Goblin Queen tells Bansuk that I have sent you the details of your next target. She tells him that she is going to come here today, Goblin Queen, and while leaving from there, she tells Yanha to take care of Bansuk and leaves from there. After some time, when the girl has come there, Bansuk starts kissing her. When both of them see him kissing, he looks much bigger than her. Yanha, when she sees him kissing the girl, gets very upset and runs away from there. Then at night, when she was sitting in her house having a drink, Bansuk came to her scared and said that I thought someone was there in the bathroom. Yanha understands that after kissing a girl, Bansuk has a feeling of fear. Bansuk was very scared. That is why he falls asleep in the laps of Yanha, but when Yanha places her hand on his cheek, he gets up again, after which Yanha asks him to go and kiss someone. He says that I do not do all this with pleasure, it is my compulsion to do so, I have no feeling for them in my heart. Then Yanha says that if it is so, then what feeling do you have for me? He just says, I don't know. On which Yanha gets angry. Then she gets a call from Ji, who was calling her for a drink, so she goes alone from there. After Yanha goes, Goblin Queen gives Bansuk the details of his 9th target, hence, Bansuk asks Yanha to come with her tomorrow. But Yanha was angry at Bansuk because when she asked, what feeling was in your heart about me? Then he told her that I don't know what feelings mean. That's why Bansuk now goes alone to kiss the 9th girl, where he casts a spell on her as soon as he sees her, due to which she starts kissing him. But when he comes back from there, then that exorcist, seeing him alone, sticks a knife in Bansuk's stomach, but Bansuk somehow calls Yanha, after which Yanha takes a pen from the bar and runs out to save him. As soon as she reaches there, she beats the exorcist unconscious with pan. But Yanha gets scared after seeing Bansuk injured, and then Bansuk dies. After he dies, Yanha tells him that I like you very much, please get up. The Goblin Queen also comes there, but when her eyes fall on the exorcist, she becomes emotional seeing him because this was the same person for whom 2 years ago the Goblin Queen had tried to become a human being by kissing 9 people, but this was her second birth. After which the Goblin Queen heals Bansuk with her magic, and then Yanha brings him home. She makes him lie down on the bed and sleeps next to him, and if she touches his cheeks, he gets up and starts talking to her, and says, please don't leave me alone again, I like you very much. The next day, Yanha was sitting alone and drinking tea. Then, when he saw Bansuk, she brought breakfast for him. Bansuk is very surprised to see this, because for the first time she had woken up so early in the morning and made breakfast for her. After this Yanha asks him that when you become human, then whom you will kiss first, then he says you. Then the Goblin Queen sends his the details of his last target, which after seeing Bansuk leaves from there and goes to meet the Goblin Queen and asks her why you chose Yanha as my last target, but she says that the emotion of love inside her is your last feeling after which you become human. Bansuk says that there were a lot of girls, but still, why did you choose her? She says that to fulfill the last feeling, it is necessary that she also love you, but Bansuk did not want to kiss Yanha because as soon as he does it, he will become human, and he will forget that he was a goblin and that he once loved a girl named Yanha. Along with him, Yanha will also forget that she once met Bansuk. The Goblin Queen says that this is so easy, many goblins, before completing their last target, give in and, with the memories of their loved ones, come back to the goblin world. And we came to know that the Goblin Queen wants to become a human. So her last kiss was her lover, for whom she wanted to become a human, but he did not kiss her and went back to the goblin world along with the past moments with her, after which Bansuk goes from there and sits in the park and starts thinking about Yanha. And when Yanha comes there, Bansuk tells her that I am going back into the goblin world, on which she asks why. Then he tells her the whole story, that as soon as we kissed, we lost our memories. Bansuk says I don't want to forget you, I want to remember you all my life. That's why I have to leave from here, on which Yanha says I will come home in the evening. I want you at home, you are not going anywhere but when it is in the evening only. When she came home, Bansuk had already gone, that is why she is very sad remembering him. The next day, she thinks the night is over, now I will impress a boy like Bansuk, but then she thinks that he will be like that, but there will be no happiness, and then she starts crying again. After this, she goes to the college cafe, where G brings coffee for her. Yan Hak knew that G liked her, so she told him that if we were both dating each other, so one day we both would have broken up, but because of our good friendship, we are with each other today. Here we see Goblin Queen, and Bansuk tells her that I want to go back to Goblin World, on which Goblin Queen, she says that there is a thing called luck in the world of humans, if luck wishes, then you will definitely meet them. While Yanha was going home from college, she met that exorcist. Yanha tells him that he has gone with her aunts to go back to the world of Goblin, but he says that because of him, I have not slept for several nights, I have gone crazy thinking about it. The exorcist gets angry and starts beating Yanha, but only then Bansuk comes and tells the exorcist to remove his hand from my cutie neck. After which the exorcist leaves her and goes to fight, but Bansuk freezes him with his goblin power and hits him with a strong punch, and the exorcist becomes unconscious, after which both of them go to a bar. Bansuk says that if fate wants we meet each other again, after which Yanha starts kissing him. Now we are shown the scene of the cafe where G has made Yanha's friend Yan his girlfriend, and now none of them remembered that they had ever met a boy named Bansuk. Then one day we see the Goblin Queen, she does something with her magic, and then as soon as she leaves from there, we see Bansuk there, who is now a student of this college where Yanha studies. After college, when Bansuk was crossing the road, then a bicycle was about to hit him, but in time, Yanha comes and saves him and asks him if we have ever met, on which he says that I am also feeling the same thing, and with this the story ends here.